Hi everyone and welcome to KRYPTALK, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. In this episode we have a lot to get through. We have to look at how Bitcoin has recently hit 2 all-time highs, how a company called MicroStrategy is literally buying millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. We're also going to take a look at how the Kraken cryptocurrency exchange has become the world's first ever cryptocurrency bank. And we're also going to have a look at how there is a pattern out there, a very bullish Bitcoin pattern in the charts that no one seems to be talking about. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Let's get started. Oh, actually, I nearly forgot. First, take a quick look at this. According to data analysis on this channel, 60% of people watching the videos are not subscribed, whereas only 40% of the people watching videos are subscribed. So if you're watching this video or you have watched any of the other videos and you still haven't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the Bitcoin news. So go ahead, push that button. This is episode number 15 and the title of this episode is Bitcoin More Bullish News. But first, a quick look at the charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. This is the Kraken exchange. These are all daily candles and Bitcoin is trading at $11,084. The last time I shot an episode was on the 3rd of September and I was talking about this ascending triangle and some potential price targets for it. So let's just take a quick look at what I said in the last episode. So let's just say that's the height of the triangle. Now, the breakout was here. Now, if we take another look at that, what's the target there? That would be 10,239. Okay, so I was right about that target. I'm definitely not always right, but it is nice when you do get one right. So not only did it reach my target, but also went down further. I think at the lowest it was down here about $9,843. The CME futures gap at 9,600 still hasn't been closed, so that's still kind of looming. It might not be closed, there's no guarantee, but I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and what I said for the last 2 episodes about opening a buy order for Bitcoin at 9,600, I've just put that buy order in, so I'm just kind of waiting for that to trigger and pick up some cheaper Bitcoin. It might never trigger, it'd be great if it didn't, and Bitcoin just kept going to the upside, maybe retest all-time highs again. Yeah, so Bitcoin has fallen out of this ascending triangle. It did hit my target, and now currently today, say this is the EMA ribbon here, and these are the Bollinger Bands here. So for the last few days, it has been just above the basis of the Bollinger Band and above the EMA ribbon, which is, they're 2 bullish things as well. So hopefully we can get another kind of a pump from here. And the last thing that I want to talk about today is the pattern that I mentioned in the intro, the bullish pattern that no one seems to be talking about. So what you see here in the blue lines is a descending broadening wedge, and these are bullish formation patterns, and they tend to break to the upside 80% of the time and then to the downside 20% of the time. So what we have here is a point of contact here, a point of contact here, and then several point of contacts here. So this line is our resistance line, this line is our support line. Clearly they're not parallel, they're kind of broadening or moving away from each other, or diverging, kind of like an old-fashioned gramophone. Now let's just have a look at how this could play out. So if it comes up here, it could break out straight away here for the upside, or it could be rejected, come down here, close the CME gap before going up again. Now, if it is a descending broadening wedge and it does tend to break the upside, let's just say it breaks to the upside here. So just do a quick calculation. How you calculate the target here is you go to the initial point of contact on the resistance line, you drag it down to the bottom point, which would be, say, about here. So you're going from like the top point here to the bottom point of where it touched the last kind of point of contact on the support line. And then you just add it to the point of the breakout, which if it broke out there would be there. And then it's just a case of looking at what does that put us at. That puts us at 14,000. Now that is important because if we zoom out here to the monthly candle, remember this is $20,000 back in December 2017. Look at this point here. If that target was reached, it'd be over $14,000 and over very, very key levels of 13,800. Because look at the closes here, monthly close here. Then in June, I think June 2019, how high it got up there, just to under 14,000. And again, if it broke 14,000 here, it really would be the start of the bull run. So in summary, Breaking 14,000 is very important because that means we will have surpassed the 2019 high, and we will have also surpassed the monthly close in December 2017, which was just under $14,000. And that's pretty much it for the charts for today. Okay, before we go any further, I'm just going to remind you about my dollar cost averaging experiment. So every episode, for 10 episodes, I'm going to purchase €10 worth of Bitcoin. And at the end of the 10 episodes, I'm going to take a look at it and see if it's in profit or if it's in loss. So this is the 4th episode that I'm doing this. I'm going to go ahead and buy another €10 worth of Bitcoin right now. All right, in the intro, I mentioned that Bitcoin had recently hit 2 all-time highs. The first one I want to talk about is the number of addresses that have 1 Bitcoin or more in them. So these are like Bitcoin wallets with 1 Bitcoin or more. So that figure has hit an all-time high recently. So I got this information by www.glassnode.com. They do on-chain technical analysis. So if you look here, the this trend line here, so on the bottom there, you got, just your years going across, and then you have numbers on the left, like say in thousands. So it's like 500,000, 600,000, etc. So what you have is the yellow line represents the total number of addresses with a balance of 1 or more Bitcoin. So if you look up here, it's at an all-time high. So that's over like 800,000. There are over 800,000 wallets out there with at least 1 or more Bitcoins in there. So that's one all-time high. That's very, very bullish. The second all-time high that I want to talk about that Bitcoin recently hit is the hash rate. So the same kind of things. This is still Glassnode, obviously, and this is hash rate. The higher the hash rate is it's a measure of security. So how secure the Bitcoin blockchain is. Now remember, the Bitcoin blockchain has never been hacked. Exchanges have been hacked, but the Bitcoin blockchain has never been hacked. It's the most secure network in the world. So what you have here is this yellow line here, this yellow kind of it's kind of very, very quickly going up and down, up and down. So if you can look at it here, it's at an all-time high again. So this means that the Bitcoin blockchain the network has never been as secure. Okay, this is actually massive news. So this article is by CoinDesk, and the headline reads, Kraken becomes first crypto exchange to charter a US bank. So Kraken is the first cryptocurrency firm in the US to become a bank. By becoming a bank, we get direct access to federal payments infrastructure, and we can more seamlessly integrate banking and funding options for customers. This is probably one of the most bullish pieces of news for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency this year. So because of this, Kraken also will have the ability to operate in more jurisdictions, offer a host of new products, offer digital asset debit cards and saving accounts, as well as a host of other benefits. And the last piece of news I just want to go over, because I want to keep this video relatively short, again by CoinDesk. So the headline reads, I didn't buy it to sell it ever. MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor and his 425 million Bitcoin bet. So MicroStrategy, this company, they have bought $425 million worth of Bitcoin. And the reason it says bet is because they're using this Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Like a lot of people are doing this because Bitcoin tends to be a deflationary asset. Its value tends to go up over time, whereas say the dollar, the euro, the pound tend to do the opposite. But this is the first time I think that I know of anyway that a company is actually putting so much money into Bitcoin and using it specifically as a hedge against inflation, because they're betting that the Bitcoin price will increase over time, and they can exchange that for dollars or euro or say other types of fiat that they want. So again, that's massive. Okay, folks, that's the end of this episode. So if you got any value from this episode, or if you learned anything new, please be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps me grow the channel. Also, if you have any questions about Bitcoin, please make sure to drop a comment, and I will do my best to answer them and get back to you. And so as usual, Sláinte. Bye.